You watched this with Neff?
I did, aye.
I watched this with my wife.
Oh, really? I think this is the first time ever watching the feature with both of our wives.
I always imagine cringing at myself taking notes or something like that, or having to rewind a certain bit, and do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, she loved it.
Me too.
Turns out Rocky's great.
Stephanie loved it too, and I was not expecting it. She didn't sit down to watch it with me. She was just in the room as I put it on, and she's like, "Oh, what's this?" Because of our track record of the movies that we've covered over this season.
It's one of the classier picks. It's not a rat race.
Yeah, exactly.
Love this isn't anywhere near it.
She had to sit through that race, so quite rightly she was like, "Oh no." She sat through Little Nicky and that as well. So she was like, "What are you putting on?" I'm like, "Don't worry, it's Rocky."
We're finishing with a heavy hitter.
A very heavy hitter in more ways than one.
The finale, sir. Wow.
Last episode, we're going out with a big swing.
Well done, man. What?
We've made it.
21 episodes?
Yeah.
We said we'd do 21 from the start.
We did, aye. And here we are. The final round.
That's so cool.
I'm trying to put as many boxing puns in.
I've noticed every single one of them.
Thank you very much.
They've been knockout.
Could have laughed. Oh, yes! Oh, yes.
Should we get Ossopp emotional, or should we get ready to rumble?
Ding, ding, ding. Aye, let's go for it, man. Rocky.
1976. MGM logo. This is beautiful. He's your best rider. We got a United Artists logo. Lovely.
Yep, this is very nice. I love the Rocky logo. Just big, bold letters. It just fucking says Rocky. You know exactly what film you're watching.
We are hit with that Bill Condon score immediately.
Oh, I love it.
Left to right, impact, big ass white font that takes up the entire screen, Rocky, and you're in the movie.
Yep.
Wow.
And like, when you say that, you're in this movie. Like, this movie immediately puts you in the ring.
Two things: it moves at an incredible pace. You do not notice that 2 hours at all. The movie starts and finishes abruptly. That was the story.
I've said this before, maybe off mic, but they do not make films like this anymore. A film like this these days would be turned into a TV series that has about 6 episodes it doesn't need. It has introduction of the character, where he is, what the plot's going to be, and then it has a finale, and then it just finishes, and then that's your movie.
The franchise is its best friend and its worst enemy.
Totally, yeah.
Tell you what though,
There's some great sequels.
there are mostly good sequels to Rocky.
There's more good Rockies than bad Rockies, which is good.
There aren't many bad Rockies. I'm only thinking of one.
Rocky 5, I assume?
I'm thinking a rewatch of that at this age now. I'm not saying it's going to save it, but the fact he's found himself in poverty again and that is interesting.
I assume, we've not spoken about this, but I assume we've both got a lot of notes on Polly. I've got pages of notes on Polly.
Let's mention Polly when it gets to Polly. Cinema's greatest scumbag. He is a dirtbag, man. He's minging.
He's the worst.
Man, at one point, he's combing his hair and Amanda goes, "What's he combing?" And he's mussing out this bird's nest and I died. It's half a mirror. It's like quarry a mirror.
It's a smash mirror and it's got a wee tiny bit of glass over his hair. It's amazing.
Oh my god.
Sorry, right. We'll get into Polly. Right, so we don't do this. Usually we start, we go through the movie and then we give our...
This is the last one.
Ratings.
This is like the last day of school. I'm going to riff it a wee bit, man.
Right, okay.
I've run the juice, man. Get the film one. Would you bring in the water boy? The Mummy too? No, I'm ditching it.
School of Rock.
Oh, were you the one that brought that in?
No, but it was stuck in the VCR or something. That's all we watched. Anyway.
Opening fight with Spider.
We open in a church, I believe, or some sort of building. It looks like a church. Or there's like the glass windows, what do you call that?
Aye, it's just they've got this fight and then 2 hours later Slimming World's going to be in.
Aye, I know what you're talking about.
Rocky isn't great. Spider's getting a good advantage of him. Rocky is a good fighter, but he lacks focus.
Yeah, and his trainer's giving him all this sort of advice and he just ignores him.
He doesn't care, he's just trying to make money, the trainer.
Yeah, totally. It's a pure scumbag fight. As low rent as you can get. So they sort of tangle up and Spy like he's maybe dig like a wee headbutt, and then that sets Rocky off. He sort of sees red and just fucking starts swinging for him, man, and totally knocks Spider the fuck out.
Calls him the F-bomb.
Yep, aye.
Spider comes back in Balboa. Do you remember this?
No.
It's pretty fantastic, man.
The same actor?
Same actor.
That's nice.
He does that a lot in the movie. Yeah, he is working in Rocky's kitchen, and Spider feels like he owes him a debt and stuff. It's beautiful. Yeah, a lot of these men do end up on the streets.
Oh,
That's a
100%,
huge thing, and unfortunately, they have really bad injuries, like serious injuries.
Getting
And
punched in the head for a living is not going to make your life easy. in
they
the long
are
term.
built up by the world and then left out in
Yeah.
the rain, and it's awful. It's truly tragic. And Rocky Balboa, I will say now, is a great sequel.
Balboa's a great movie. Really surprisingly
Fantastic.
good. Had no right to be as good as it was.
The old prized fighter comes back, but he brings heart with it, and more specifically, he brings Philadelphia with it. It's incredible. Marie comes back.
Yep. We'll get to this later, or we can do it now if you want. But it's going to sound like a cliche, but Philadelphia is like the other character in this movie. I think it might be the most or the best use of a city in any movie. Maybe not since Flashdance.
I'm going to say the only other one I would agree with, Ryan, is John Hughes in Chicago.
I think the use of the city in this movie is amazing.
And its people.
Yep, and it's people.
The people that surround Rocky add this colour to the whole world. It feels as if it's been lived in when you're not watching the scenes with the regular civilians. It's real earthy, and you forget how independent this film is.
Yeah, it's an indie movie.
This
and
is
it's shot
grimy.
beautifully. It looks, some of the actual shots and cinematography in this is like stunning. We'll get to it. Sorry, I'm jumping.
No,
ahead.
I'm the same. We're last day of school, man.
Yeah, right, you're right. Yep.
Everybody's calling Rock a bum, man.
This word gets thrown around a lot.
He's
I've got a
got-
feeling that the word bum is a lot harsher back then than it is now.
You're a hobo. You're kind of
You're
nothing.
worthless.
And he calls himself a bum, and
Yeah.
he doesn't want to be a bum. It's Stallone's brilliant in this.
He's brilliant at it. Like, he's kind of a laughing stock now. He's got the reality show now. He's got the whole... He's an action star. He's got a million sequels to all his movies. He's kind of a little bit tarnished his reputation, I think. Or overstayed his welcome, shall we say.
He allows himself in this to be vulnerable. He allows himself to be held by a woman and told that he's worthy of something.
No, but this is what I'm saying. Like, now he's kind of... But if you look back then, he is amazing. He's incredible in this.
I'd argue he's still capable, he just doesn't care as much.
That's kind of what I'm getting at. It's like,
Tulsa King, by the way.
I've heard nothing but good things.
One scene he's in a phone call, and
Yeah.
he'll be right back in Copland.
I'm sure he's capable of being as good as this, but like, again, this is his project as well. He wrote this, am I right?
Yeah, the story goes he had nothing. He had to sell his dog, which was his best friend, just to get by. He made it. He bought the dog back.
It's
And
nice, man. Made
his
Rocky.
life was a million in one shot. That's Stallone's life.
So the movie of Rocky is kind of his life. But he didn't know that at the time. Obviously, he made Rocky not expecting it to be the phenomenon that it became.
He took a shot.
And it fucking worked. And he deserved it because this movie is brilliant.
It's the underdog.
Yep.
It's yeah. We should get into this. It's because I haven't seen it in so long.
I haven't seen this movie since, I think, Creed came out, or maybe Rocky Balboa.
Same.
Or maybe it was Rocky Balboa. It was like one of the newer movies came out, and I decided to watch them all in a row over like a weekend.
I just kinda. I didn't want the art house. I wanted to see him smash Mr. T or the Russian
Yeah,
or
of course, aye.
Of course, you want it. It became Dexter. You wanted the big bad
Yeah, totally.
in those training montages.
Yeah, you want
Oh my
it became
God.
yeah. But this is much more stripped back, and it's
Art
just,
house.
yeah, art house film, and it works in almost every level.
Mutual respect in the locker room despite the conditions. They get charged for the towels, the showers, and everything.
Yeah, all in all, he gets paid $40.55 for this fight. It's like $60 minus, what is it, 10 for the locker, 15 for the shower, and a tax.
This is a common theme. Rocky isn't the smartest. and he gets taken advantage of in pretty much every single sequel, and it's brutal at times.
Yeah.
Rocky walks home in Philly is gorgeous. I love when he interacts with animals.
I'm so glad you wrote that. I wrote the exact same note. I've noted here, they'll see this a lot, he's got that bouncy ball with him, the ball that he plays with throughout the entire movie. A little black bouncy ball that he's always bouncing and playing about with in his hands.
Oh, what are you going to do if you're wearing a fedora like that?
I know, he's got a fedora, he's got
It's
a
a
leather
look.
jacket, he's got fingerless gloves, and everybody knows him as well. They build this little small town working class community so well. Everybody knows him, he's interacting with everybody he walks past. He's sort of giving them like a, alright Rock, how you doing? Some guy walks past, he drinks some wine out of a brown paper bag and gives him it back.
They're standing around a trash fire. You said this.
They're all singing.
They don't make films like this anymore.
No.
They're doing doo-wop. The scenes breathe. In between scenes, you see him walk to
He
locations.
walks everywhere.
Imagine seeing that now.
It's like fucking Lord of the Rings, this movie. There's all sorts of walking.
There's literally a scene where you see Mickey walk up a flight of stairs.
That poor boy. I've wrote that down. That's a shame that made him.
No, I'd have been like that. No, again. Do it again. Burgess.
Look sadder. No, so I love the way he interacts with pets. He stops by this pet shop, which is an important location in the movie, and he sort of taps his finger on the window, and all these puppies come to the window, and he's talking to them all through the window. It's so sweet, man.
He is immediately shown to have a huge heart.
That is the best way, and they don't do this enough. But it works 100% of the time. It's a foolproof way to make your characters more sympathetic. See, if you make a character who's good with animals, immediately that character's more likable in any film.
And people in general.
Yeah, but you have them be good with pets, and automatically it makes the audience fall in love with them.
I mean, I got a bit when I seen the turtles, man. Like to know he has them up until Rocky Balboa is like
it's kind of beautiful.
We see Mighty Mix and we get the street boppers. I am so in. I'm seeing this Italian American interact with people of colour in this harsh environment that kind of looks like where I grew up a bit.
Yeah.
And it feels like people I know a little bit. And it's huge that he knows what he's writing.
Yeah.
It's amazing. It's when you're dirt poor like that, race doesn't really matter. Like,
No, because you're all in the melting pot together.
You're just hoping for some scraps, man.
Yeah.
And he gets to his apartment.
This big dafty's talking to these fish.
Oh, it's so good. He asks the turtles if they want to see Moby Dick, and he gets this cute little goldfish and brings them over, and he's pure attentive to his turtles.
No, it's really nice. Again, he's seen that interacting with his animals. It shows you he's got a big car. He's a big sort of dafty, but a big lovable sort of... Everybody knows a guy like this.
He pure cares about them. He's looking at their pet food, and we find out he's trying to come up with a joke.
Yeah.
And we are treated immediately to one of the movie's secret weapons. It's a great love story. I like this in the apartment. He's poor.
Yeah, it makes him... It shows you that he's living, obviously, in squalor, but he's happy. He's happy with his wee turtles.
Yeah, he's got the cross in the wall and all that.
Yep.
It paints that picture.
This is my wife's first comment of the movie. She's been sitting silently so far watching, and she looks at his mirror and she's like, why is it a bunch of pictures of himself?
I know.
I'm like, I don't know. It's a lot of pictures I still own just up on the wall. I don't have any pictures of myself.
No.
Like, where's his family? Like, where's like his dad or mum or whatever? It's just a bunch.
We never go into the Balboa family that I remember.
In any of the sequels.
You would think...
It mentions his dad kind of at the skate park later. Not the skate park, the ice rink.
Ice rink.
Kind of, but it doesn't get into his family detail as far as I remember at all.
Man, you're right. I'm going to write an AI sequel and the dad comes back and wants to fight him. He reflects on a picture of himself younger and there's some shame involved with it and he doesn't like himself very much. We get hints of that.
Mm-hmm.
He just doesn't like his situation.
Yeah.
All he's got is fighting.
He's a bum. Aye, he's fighting because he's good at it.
You're no helping, man. You're calling him a bum and all, man.
No, but he's looking in the mirror thinking to himself that he's a bum. And he looks at a picture of him when he's younger. Maybe he still had it all ahead of him and he didn't want to be where he is right now. So.
Man, you're adding this backstory. That's more ruthless than what Apollo does to him. Nino looks at man.
As you said, he's thinking of a joke because he wants to tell a joke to the girl that he fancies, Adrian. Is Adrian the most famous girlfriend / wife in any movie. Because everybody like knows the Adrian at the end when he's shouting her name. Like, even people haven't seen Rocky. If you shout Adrian, people are going, "Oh, you're doing Rocky."
How are we gonna define Adrian?
Oh, it's hard.
You know, Mary.
Without getting out the PC.
Mary and It's a Wonderful Life, man. You know, like scared of a man's touch. like the bit he touches it.
She's scared that everybody's touch, man. Imagine you went to a pet shop, you wanted to buy a dog. You went to a pet shop and you walked up to her and you're like, "Can I get a dog?" She's like,
You're absolutely
she's like
right.
shy Ronnie.
The fact that they have slapped glasses and bangs on the chuddy a person Talia Shire. Look at her, the monster, the hideous creature.
But that's what they done in movies back then. Like, they just like...
They still do it now?
I don't know, you put some glasses on her and toned in her makeup and we'll only realise that this woman's one of the most beautiful women of the time.
She's all that in the 70s, man.
It's totally crazy, man.
Talia Shire is beautiful, man. Like, those eyes.
A proper movie star. And
you define it as mousy, scared of her own shadow, practically Mary from Wonderful Life.
Yeah, I would take this over The Godfather, Talia Shire. Tell you that right now.
The chemistry is immediately undeniable.
Yeah. And I love, again, Stone's brilliant in this movie because he's doing all the work here. He's doing all the dialogue.
He's just winding her up a bit and he's just trying to flirt with her.
And she's absolutely having none of it, which works for me because, like, he's not, like, not that this is going to come out sounding wrong, but, like, he's not taking no for an answer. Not in a bad way. She's not saying no to him, but, like, she's trying to look disinterested, but at the same time she's hearing him out.
Some of the people you'll talk to in a long shift, though, just to get by.
Oh, we've done it before.
I'd be like, "All right, aye, were you fighting Spider? Aye, okay.
Aye, good.
Can you lift this for his muscles? You big handsome bastard."
While you're here, I've got some stuff that needs to be taken down to the basement.
Gonna clean the cat cages for us?
Oh, yeah, no bother. Clean the cat cages,
Yeah, clean the cat cages.
Oh, I'll do anything for some pussy.
Oh, that was a bit much, man. You're practically Polly earlier. Asking if his sister's got railed, man. Did you hear that?
Rocky wouldn't say that.
He wouldn't say that.
Or Polly would say it. Rocky wouldn't say it.
She would say, "Do you want some meow?"
Some
and he would
stuff.
be like, "Oh, so you know cow."
Some of the stuff I did hear you there. I didn't ignore you.
I
want to get to it later, but some of the stuff that Polly says in this movie.
He asks if she's been railed, man.
He doesn't say that.
He says if you ran a train through her.
Does he say that?
He says, "I saw you with that doo-wop group." He talks to Bupkis the dog and does the Tarzan scream.
This is so cute, man. This dog is... I love big dogs. That's my favourite kind of dog.
Oh, it's
big, stupid dogs.
Like a big sort of Turner and Hooch style.
Yeah.
Beautiful big pup.
Less slavery, though.
Oh, and daft on him as well.
Aye.
Rocky is clearly infatuated with her.
Yeah, totally. And she's lovely. But again, she's obviously shy.
Man, here we go. Okay, I have not watched this one in years. I do skip past this one. 2's my favourite. I will always forget he is breaking thumbs in this film.
No, well, this is the thing. He's not breaking thumbs.
No, but I'll forget he's a debt collector, man.
It's so stupid because it goes against his character, kinda. Because he's far too nice for this job.
But he's doing everything he can to avoid it.
Well, that's the thing. Mate. This is actually a really good scene. I didn't appreciate how good this scene was until watching it up the other night there. So basically, he's a debt collector for a mob guy.
Joe Spinell.
So the guy's be like, you got to have the money or break your thumbs, but he's kind of like, you can tell that he's not into it because he lets the guy off. What is it? He owes him 300, but 200.
$200, and he gives him 130, and he offers him his coat.
Aye, so he's like, you can pawn it, you can probably get $50-$60 for this, and he's like, I don't want your coat, man. Like, he takes the 130 and basically says,
you should have planned ahead. Yeah,
you should plan ahead. He's bouncing this bouncy ball. He's like, you plan ahead.
Yeah, that's
he's like, I'll say that you broke my thumbs.
Yeah, it's quite a nice jacket.
Yeah, I don't want that jacket. Look at my arms.
He's trying his hardest not to hurt these fools, man.
Aye, and he doesn't. He walks away for this guy and says, you should have put ahead.
I've just got a note that says, I love a bouncy ball. I do like a bouncy ball.
This guy's got this black bouncy ball.
It's a nice bouncy ball.
It's nice. You want to find one? Now they're all multicoloured.
It's finding the right size, I find. The right bouncy ball.
Aye, because a wee one you'll lose, it'll go right under the couch.
You'll lose. It has to no go under the couch.
Aye,
You're
but
exactly
it can't be
right.
too big where it'll break a window.
And it has to just feel right.
Yeah.
I'm going to say you need to be able to close your fist around it.
A little bit bigger than a golf ball,
That's a good way to put it.
but not
Would
the
you
size of a tennis ball.
Not the size of a tennis
That's
ball,
far too
though.
big.
Big sweaty Joe Spinell, yes! I love Joe Spinell. Driver slags Rocky. Man, this driver slags Rocky one too many times.
Best driver. This is one of the negatives to this movie. This driver has come up into the end of this movie.
I would have stuck his head through the windscreen.
I can't believe that he doesn't knock him out at one point. Like, fair enough at the start of the movie, but see when Rocky starts building up a bit more confidence, starts standing up for himself, he should have fucking through. He should have broke his thumbs. The only person whose thumb should have been broken in this movie is this driver, so he couldn't drive anywhere. Then he owes his job.
That would have been a literal bit you would see in a movie.
Aye,
That's a good bit you've wrote. He should break his thumbs, and the gag is at the end.
He
Both
can't
thumbs
drive.
are cast and he can't drive.
Aye.
He gets sacked and he needs a new driver. That's a great bit. I wouldn't slag this big lug, man. And if I did, I'd be doing it for a distance.
Aye, I'd be doing it like as I'm driving past him. My drive-by's like,
Rocky, I heard you can't read.
pure can't read. And this guy is a shite gangster, right? Because, like, seeing if this is The Sopranos, Rocky's getting clipped here for not getting the money back.
To be fair, he takes him aside and he basically says, "You're making me look like a dick. You need to go break some thumbs."
No, but that's what I'm saying. But right, okay, so this gangster, right, doesn't he get his full money in? Doesn't he break the guy's thumbs? Doesn't he really give Rocky that hard a time? He's just like, you should have broke his thumbs. You know, you make him look like a dick. Then later on, when he finds out Rocky's going to gives him like $50 to take her to the zoo. We'll get to that scene. And then later on in the movie, he gives him $500 for training. He's far too nice. He's like the gangster with a heart of gold. It's a weird character.
Did you see that coming back, the £500?
I 100% assumed
He was
that
getting
missed a
him.
scene where he's like, you need to throw yourself in the second round or something because that £500 is
It was an investment.
for a bet or something like that.
However, you do get that in the real world that often people that seem to do bad
Yeah, but
things
he's
are still
introduced
good
as
people.
a villain, but he's nothing but supportive.
I think
to
he's
Rocky.
introduced as a businessman.
I guess.
At the end of the day, they shouldn't be running out on their debts. Hits the gym and there's a no kissing thing. Kind of laughed.
And this guy comes outside with a broom. He's sweeping the leaves or something outside the gym or whatever.
Aye, Tiny Tim.
Rocky say, "Aye."
He is a pure Tiny Tim.
He says something to, but he says something to him, and he says what? And Rocky goes, "Well, you deaf?" And then he walks in and he goes, "Nah, I'm short."
And he is.
So short. He's a wee guy.
He's a wee guy,
It's
man.
real funny.
It looks like he's came
He
right
looks like
after.
Tiny Tim.
He looks like he's come off the set of A Tale of Two Cities, man.
Aye,
He's
you
got
know
this
he's got
like
a crutch.
paperboy cap, and he's like, "Gee, mister, thank you." He can't get into his locker. He uses the fire extinguisher.
He breaks into the locker.
He keeps notes in his hat, and I'm thinking it's because he can't work out pockets.
But he knows where his bouncy ball is at all times.
Oh, I think that's a jacket pocket though.
Aye, so it's really funny. He's got this, as you say, he's got this wee notebook in his hat and this wee pencil and a wee pair of glasses.
Right,
That he writes his debts in.
you know that he sells these hats in real life.
I know that now. I've
It's
seen that recently.
so funny.
They're not even that dear. They're like 70 quid or something. That's not that bad.
You gonna get one?
I was, do you know what? And also, I was going to buy one for you as like a gig gift.
Imagine you spent £70
Well,
on
I
that.
ran it past the wife first. So I was like, I'm going to get this for you. She's like, what?
Imagine.
And quite rightly, she's like, I'll divorce you if you buy that.
This wee Tiny Tim puts his stuff in a bag and puts it out in Skid Row. Meredith Burgess as Mickey. This performance, man.
He is amazing. Isn't it? So much so that it's kind of... It's a weird how it's kind of turned around where this performance kind of looks bad. But the only reason it looks bad is because it's been parodied so much and copied so much
But
that you forget that this is sort of the original version of this performance.
it's like we're watching a documentary and we've just picked up on this gym at one point.
Totally.
Like he's been living there for years.
Yeah, that we get from the very little action we have with Mickey, because he's not got a lot of screen time in this movie.
But he uses every frame of it.
Exactly. But we get immediately that he's a bitter old ex-boxer. He's all sort of scarred and stuff. Like, obviously he's been through some stuff.
Did you notice the cauliflower ears?
Yep.
Wow.
Yep, which is, I don't know if that's real or if that's makeup prosthetic.
Prosthetic.
Looks great, man. Makes him look like an old-timey boxer immediately.
You can see the stitches and forgive every single one of them for what they were trying to do. It's an incredible performance. What else do you know him from?
A bunch of old films before this.
Okay.
But I try to think of something after Rocky.
The Penguin in the original Batman series.
Penguin 66.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know that. I knew that.
He was great. It was a different kind of penguin, but Meredith Burgess was great.
Let's talk about the Joker. Let's talk about
Caesar
Romero. Have you heard the stories of Caesar Romero?
Yeah.
Do you know that? Do you know the stories I'm talking about specifically?
Ding dong.
No, I used to lie at one side of the room, and what? I don't know if we can cut this out. I don't know how public this is. He used to lie like face down with his arse in there, and kind of open it up and make people like throw items, fill up one side of the room, and try and get them in his butthole. You had to just toss stuff and like see if you can get it in his arse.
I would have never guessed you were going to say that.
There's a lot of things that kind of came out of my mouth there. It was probably the least. I'm pretty sure that it was like a sort of known thing. I could have made that up. Like, that is true, but I don't know like where I got it from. It could have been like if you read it.
I know the internet is the downfall of our society, but thank God it exists, Ryan.
Yeah.
Imagine what we'd be sitting doing now if we didn't do this podcast. I'd be trying to throw things into your butthole, man.
No.
Did I get it right, though? Why?
Half it.
It's the last days of school,
Last
man.
day of school.
Is that a substitute teacher?
Last episode of the season, let's just talk about shite. But let's get to Rocky. Anyway, Burgess Meredith, amazing.
Immediately, Mickey gives him pelters constantly. Mickey says he's got heart, but he fights like an ape.
The only thing special about him is he's not got a broken nose yet. This comes up quite a bit, that Rocky's never broke his nose.
Until he does.
It's mentioned here when Mickey says the only thing that's special about you is somehow you've not had your nose broken. When he's on his date later with Adrian, he says, "Oh, no, nobody's broke my nose, you know.
I'm kind of proud of that.
Yeah, you know, he punched to the left, punched to the right, it's never broken."
This boxer's took over Rocky's locker. Rocky goes to leave.
And he says, "Hey man, I like your locker."
That's so
Pure
funny.
fuck you line to him, man.
And the guy's just smiling.
And this guy, you never hear from again, this nobody who Mickey's training, he says he's going to be somebody, he's going to be a star. Obviously nothing to come.
You're just watching that Rocky fight.
Aye.
Another pet shop visit to annoy Adrian. I've wrote she's timid.
Yeah, he's really trying here. You can tell that this is his second time here and he's really trying. He's got another joke.
He asks if she wants to go out and she's just playing with her bird. Cheers, man.
I'm not touching it.
He tells her the locker story and she's just wondering what's going to be happening on Charlie's Angels that night.
She's dying to get him, man.
Get buttered up, Polly. Can't he wait? Oh, poor Adrian, man. What a life, man.
Such a shite life living with this big fucking animal.
Oh, he's a wee fud, isn't he?
It's like living with a pig. Like an actual human.
Do you remember
pig
that
runs-
bit in Scrooged where his dad comes home and gives him a pound of meat for Christmas?
Aye.
That's Polly. You're lucky if you get a pound of meat.
You'll get a pound or something.
And Rocky just bottles it on the kitchen table. Hey, Rocky, that's dinner! I gotta fight! Polly's just steaming, man. He's like, hey, you shite, man.
She's already stuffed it. There's just stuffing everywhere. He's punching pocket and stuffing. It's all the ceiling fan and all that. Polly's sitting there steaming. What the fuck are you doing?
He's pouring whiskey everywhere, man. He's just constantly double fisting whiskey and calling everybody a loser at 1 p.m.
Oh, the way smells of oh, he's a pure stinky
man. Imagine the stains on the trousers.
He's got grey trousers that used to be brown.
Oh, man. Oh. Rocky offers to walk Adrian home.
He helps this drunk guy. He goes to this bar and there's a drunk guy outside and he helps him up. Remember, he takes him into the bar and he throws him down beside somebody. He's like, "This is your problem now."
More colour you just don't get now.
Yeah, again, a totally unnecessary scene. Well, it is necessary, but in a movie now, they wouldn't have this scene. But it totally adds to his character and the city.
You're rooting
they
for
help each other. You help each other up. You see one of your fellow men on the ground, you help them up.
Yep.
sort of thing, which isn't totally when they happen these days. You just walk past this guy.
Which is, it's not, but it's the motto of Philly.
Yeah.
Help your fellow man.
City,
Brotherly love.
yeah. Say that again if it's starting. The city of brotherly love.
Yeah.
So it's like totally. That's unintentional, I'm sure. Like
It's like any city, but you'd believe there's
It's
heart
like-
there, of course.
I used to believe that about Glasgow
No, it still is, man. It
to an
still
extent,
is.
but like as I said earlier about Sauchiehall Hall Street, like it's kind of sad now just walking down like one of the most famous streets in the world and seeing what it's become.
It's every metropolitan city, though, man.
I seen something.
London
the other day.
now, like.
I
Ugh.
seen something about Dublin the other day, and it looks like a hellhole right now. Rocky goes into this bar. He helps this drunk guy, and then we're introduced to Polly, as Amanda said, combing his hair.
Oh man, he is using this shard of glass in this bogging toilet.
This is up there with the toilet for train spotting.
Oh man, you wish this was a toilet for chain spotting. And you know Polly's on that flare most nights, man.
Drunk at his tits, man.
The world in this film and the language of it, how Apollo Creed is teased throughout this film is just incredible. And let me tell you, both fighters don't meet until they fight.
That's right. Well,
They
do meet.
They do a press conference.
But they don't actually interact.
It's
really.
not physical in person. We see it on a TV screen.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, we see it through a TV screen, like a black and white telly that they're watching after the fact.
We only see the bulls in the arena.
Yep.
That's a smart decision. And until that point, you are stuck with Rocky in the slums of Philadelphia and Apollo always in a three-piece suit.
Every time you see Apollo, he's in a suit. He's with a bunch of businessmen, a bunch of trainers.
Mr. Carl Weathers in the 70s, my God, Rido.
Hulk, man.
Oh,
I can tell anyone, he's got a suit on, he looks fucking good.
and I want to see what's under it. Every hair in that man's head is pristine.
And on his moustache, that moustache is the most grim thing in this film.
Oh, could you imagine the pride in cutting that man's hair? I would take a look after doing that.
He's one of those people who's got like a barber that travels with him. He cuts his hair every day. When
And
he
I would be proud to be that man's barber.
Oh, 100%.
Perfectly symmetrical. And Mr.
That
Carl
perm,
Weathers,
man, he is working that perm.
the suits.
The suits are fitted to
And
perfection.
Duke looks amazing, man. Bald-headed Duke. And we know he comes back to train Rocky in the later sequels,
totally.
man. Rocky Balboa. Again, a tangent. When he lists every single one of Rocky's current faults and why he's falling apart, and then punctuates it by telling him, so we're going to focus on blunt force trauma. He cracks his neck and slams his fist. And you're like, oh my God. And they prepare this old man to fight a younger man.
Yep.
Amazing, man. And to see...
Stallone is so good at writing scenes that, for lack of a better expression, get you hype. He's good at writing that scene that makes you go, yes, man, fucking yes.
The city of brotherly love. We see Apollo's trainer come back to help his old opponent, but brother.
I remember Polly for these movies being annoying, being that sort of dick.
I remember him thumping her, and that doesn't happen.
No, he doesn't punch. He does almost everything but punch her.
Does
Unless
he?
maybe there's a director's cut out there that I've not seen. But
Does he hit her in the sequel?
I don't.
I
maybe
don't think
I can't
we
remember.
ever fully see that.
It's very heavily implied that he's abusive to her.
Yeah.
He's definitely verbally abusive. He
Yeah.
puts her down at every chance he can get.
He calls her a
The way he
loser,
talks
man.
about her behind her back, like not even like to her, but even the way he talks about her to Rocky, is disgusting, man. Not even the fact that he's his sister. Obviously, you should never speak about your sister this way, but you should never speak about any woman this way, man. He's horrible here.
I am not defending any aspect of that. I will say, however, authentic.
Oh, but I'm not saying this doesn't happen. of course.
However, I love that we immediately know this couple of siblings. We know this pair that are looking after the ill parent.
Yeah.
They've come up together. They don't have much. Pretty sheltered life. They rely on each other. Every town has this. And you probably had it in your scheme. I had it in my scheme.
They're still kicking about, and they've
Aye.
been kicking about since I was away, and they're still going about the route. It's a mother and daughter. I'm not going to say their names, but like they are famous.
They live in each other's pockets.
Aye, because they just follow each other about. You always see them together. the mother and daughter, and they're like,
this is real.
Aye.
And they do fight and stuff like that. Yeah. My wife howls when he musses out this sort of...
The three hairs, the wee strands of hair that he's got to see that he's trying to comb, and this tiny wee bit of broken mirror, it's hilarious.
He says Adrian is drying up.
He's so mean about his sister. He says that. He says, Adrian, he calls her a loser, says he's just to find somebody because she's drying up. Not the first time or the last time that he references her fucking vagina in this movie. How weird is this, man? It's a pure... There's vague, very vague, but it's there, connotations to, like, incest.
I mean, that was sort of Burt Young's thing. Have you saw Amityville 2, The Possession?
I don't think anybody apart from you has...
One of the craziest movies ever, and it's just incest. It's practically Pornhub. Man, because that's just all incest. Don't know if you've been on it lately.
Check it every now and again, you know what I mean? Every couple of times a day.
The step fell away for that stepmother pretty quickly.
Oh. Yeah, that's a safety net for porn, isn't it?
Oh, it's the only DNA, man. It's blood now. Apollo Creed on TV, looking good, man. We gonna talk about this man more?
Rocky's sitting at the bar with this barman, and they're watching Apollo on TV. Apollo's saying that he's giving a real positive message about to young kids that want to be fighters. He tells them not to be fighters.
I loved that.
Yeah, he's like, don't be a sports person. You know, if you're going to work out a muscle, work out your brain. He's basically been like, there's no future or no long-term future in being an athlete. You should be like...
This is a play on Mr. Muhammad Ali.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. Obviously, it's kind of disingenuous, or at least it looks it. But at the same time, a black world champion with an audience...
His philosophy is sound, and
Yep.
You have Mr. Carl Weathers being the most charismatic yet arrogant prick in the world.
Which Muhammad Ali was.
100%.
Like, he wasn't really arrogant, but his persona was...
He was arrogant, and he had to be. He was
no, but
the
what
champion.
I mean is, he probably wasn't arrogant like behind closed doors. He was probably quite humble. But like when he was in front of the cameras and he was playing the whole Ali role, he knew what he was doing. He was basically a pro wrestling heel, as they
You
call
can't show any weakness in the
Aye.
media when you're a fighter. I get that.
So the way that and again, this is the 70s, he's a black guy, he's got an audience and somebody that like young black kids can look up to, so he's trying to give them a positive message. It's kind of beautiful. And even Rocky says it, I think the barman says, look at this guy, get hold of this guy or something. And Rocky's like, show some respect, he's a champion, And the barman says, oh, when he fights bums, he's a clown or something. He says, oh, what have you done in your life? But Rocky's like, what have you done? This guy's a champion, give him some respect. If Polly's your regular customer, man, you wouldn't be happy with your life. Imagine you have to see Paul every day and smell him. He's pure just coming up asking for whiskey. He's asking for tick. He's asking for tick and all. Constantly.
He's asking sex workers for tick, man. Just give us a Hyundai, man. I'll pay you next week, man. This whole chat about taking a shot, the barman literally takes a shot, and for me that's a sign this scene's went on too long.
Aye.
Didn't he need it?
Nah, didn't
he
need it. Cut it there. When Rocky says, what have you done in your life, you can cut it there.
He walks little Marie home. Little Marie comes back in Balboa, man. That's the main girl in Balboa, and she references that.
Is it the same actress? I don't think so.
It's not the same actor, but she mentions this specific night and how he was a good influence on her. He then goes on to look after her in Rocky Balboa. That's lovely, man.
But he just keeps on saying the wrong things, man. And it's so funny. It's not supposed to be funny, I don't think, but I'm just laughing because he's like, oh, we knew a girl back then, but now she's a whore. We're just like, hey, do you remember Jenny? Yeah, I remember Jenny, the whore. It's just like, mate, stop calling her a whore. She's 12, man.
Oh, man. She's just wanting to get in.
She's pure like, oh, I need to get away from this guy. And he's being lovely, or he's trying to be lovely, but I kind of, internally, I'm like, if I'm standing beside him, I'm not going to say it to him because he's massive and scary, but I'm like, mate, shut the fuck up, man.
I'd be happy with the what came after the big Italian hunk though, man. Cheers, Rock.
But he keeps on he's pure like, guys, you use your dirty mouth now, they'll respect you, they think you're funny. They don't respect you, they're just gonna think you're a whore. he keeps on saying whore in his Mad Rocky voice. I'm laughing every time. I'm killing myself.
He says she's hanging about with coconuts.
Is that what he says?
He calls them coconuts.
That's funny.
I've wrote he's thick AF, but he's got a huge heart. She says, screw you, creepo, and gives him a good old, I love it, man.
And then she gives him the old, like, fuck you, the whole, get it up you sign. And then jumps into her house, and then he's like, he talks to himself, he's like, oh, screw me, I'm just trying to help, just trying to be a nice guy, And he starts shadowboxing here.
He does a wee bit of all that.
I'm in my head, I'm imagining that he's imagining punching her. He's going for a couple of low shots there. You think it's body blows, but at least punching her in the face.
You're like, that's the only time I've seen him kick.
And stop.
Stop, man. Come. Apollo's meeting, we get Duke, and he looks so smart. Apollo and Duke are in these stunning suits.
Oh, you love a suit, man. It's not a chunky suit, though.
It's not a chunky suit on this, man.
No, there's no Steve Harvey anywhere.
He looks fine. My God, man, pristine. They're talking promotion and they need a novelty. Isn't all boxing a novelty now?
It is now, but back then it was still respected.
Rocky would be fighting the Pauls now.
Boxing's a joke. Aye, it literally would be.
Or KSI.
You're saying that like a joke, but if Sylvester Stallone wanted to do another Rocky movie, he would be him fighting a YouTuber.
It's kind of the premise of Balboa, the digital fight, which I like. By the way, first flaw of the film, more plausible than this. This is ridiculous. Just picking his name out of a book. That's so daft, man.
It's right, okay, so we'll get to it. So basically what happens is Apollo Creed, the world champion, he's in Philadelphia for this big prize fight against an opponent who I don't even think his name's ever said. And for whatever reason, his opponent gets injured. So now they're going to have to cancel the fight. But Creed, again, being the businessman as well as a boxer, is like, look, I'm here, we've got all this promotion, we've got the posters, we've got the ring, we've got the arena. We just need another opponent. We need something. They're all trying to smash their heads together, trying to think of other people who could fight other contenders, but there's nobody really good enough or nobody that's believable to fight them. So Creed's like, we're in Philadelphia, the Liberty Bell, and the American Dream, all that shit. Let's pick an underdog, a nobody, like somebody who would never normally usually get a chance to fight the champion, and we'll make it a big to-do. We'll give it a big marketing campaign.
He's literally doing that. He's displaying his arrogance by saying it doesn't matter who this person is.
Because they're paying to see me.
I just want to see the name, and he picks the Italian stallion.
Yeah. See, when you say it's not plausible, and you're right, it's totally stupid, but I get the logic. He just wants it to look good in the poster.
There could have been other ways to do it.
Totally. The fact that he finds it in a book. All it has, a scene where he's I forget his name, his trainer.
Duke.
Where Duke goes around about Philadelphia.
Checking other fighters.
Going to boxing, and he sees Rocky fighting Spider or somebody, and sees Rocky, he's like, this guy's got something, I don't know what it is, but he seems likeable. Everybody's cheering for it.
It kind of immediately becomes another film from the 70s, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory.
It's very golden ticket.
It's very golden ticket, man.
Aye.
I'm not playing on it. It's still
but you're right.
It turns it from a sports drama into a fairy tale.
But it is a fairy tale.
It is a fairy tale.
At the end, this movie is a fairy tale.
Yep.
The guy who's got nothing gets his chance to get everything.
It's Charlie in the Chocolate Factory with the opportunity to get your face smashed.
Exactly.
Hey,
what's this? Gobstopper.
What do I do? Do I hit these Oompa Loompas?
Little fucking orange freaks.
What's with the little fat kid? Oh, he's got up that tube, my God.
Somebody gotta save him, bro.
And he's like freaking out all the way and he thinks he'll die. Oh my God, that kid turned into a blueberry. Oh my God.
Oh, what? Wonka, I'm gonna knock you the fuck out. You killed all these kids.
Oh, did you see that guy roll and then stand up, bro?
Well, my Rocky impression merges for like going to Jerry Seinfeld. What's the deal? Going to a bit of Bob Dylan. Times are changing.
That's kind of his pitches, to be fair.
It's kind of from Bob Dylan to Jerry Seinfeld. Somewhere in between you'll get stolen.
Just add a subwoofer. That's
Man, Rocky meets Charlie and Chocolate Factory would be an amazing film.
Rocky gets new thumbs to break. I like him wearing these glasses. It's clearly meant to look a little silly on this boxer. I like those scenes.
It reminds me of my dad here. Is your dad get readers? Like, he doesn't wear glasses all the time, but he'll take his glasses out when he needs to read something.
Does he wear them that way?
Aye, he doesn't put them on his face, he just holds them up to his face.
A Eugene Levy sort of look.
Aye, the eyebrows go right up.
The driver calls Adrian the R-word, suggests taking her to the zoo.
This whole scene is mental. I cannot believe this. I know it's a different time, this was the 70s, so that word wasn't that offensive. But he just thought he calls his girlfriend the R-word. It's not a girlfriend at this point, but it's the girl he's going to go on a date on, the girl he clearly fancies, and his best friend's sister at the very least.
Best friend, by the way.
Oh, imagine his best friend's boy.
Imagine
Me one, I think he sells a bum. If I looked at my best friend, if I looked at my friend list on Facebook and Polly is my friend, and you know he's putting a bunch of Trump posts on there, a bunch of right-wing build a wall posts, you'd be like, oh man, I need to do something in my life.
Oh,
Polly's my best pal.
Polly's profile picture would be like with a navy hat, even though he's never served.
No, it'd be a big pair of titties. You know, Polly's profile picture, boy. A naked woman draped in an American flag.
Or like Lois Griffin naked. You know, he's into that kind of stuff.
Aye. Polly the dirty fucking
American Dad stuff.
What's wrong with that?
Aye, I remember this picking the name for the book. Yeah, it's not great. Although I love the Apollo Creed versus the Italian Stallion. Sounds like a damn monster movie. He delivered that line brilliantly.
It's all about the image. It's all about he's thinking the poster, he's thinking the marketing. He's clearly a good business head. Rocky
and Polly walk and talk. Polly swigging from a bottle.
Openly, aye. We get to Polly's house. He immediately starts arguing with Adrian. Rocky just looks super uncomfortable. We've all been here. Maybe we go to a pal's house and like they start fighting with their mom or something. And you're just sitting on the couch, pure like, should I leave?
It's the calling her a loser. It is. Mm-hmm. It does remind you of the Trump talk because he uses that word, and it's the idea that anybody in this planet is really below anybody. We're on the dirt.
And of all people, Polly's called somebody a loser. Polly, the biggest fucking down and out you've ever seen in a movie. And he's taking out his own frustrations on everybody else.
Like there is depth.
Purpose. Yeah, totally. And Polly does kind of redeem himself at the end of the movie a wee bit.
He's not a bad man. He's not a good brother. He can't handle his emotions well.
Yeah. He can't handle emotions, so he drinks them. And he can't handle his drink, so then he takes it out on her.
He's kind of a poor soul.
Aye, and they do a good job of not making him get violent, because I think that's the line. If he crossed that, you wouldn't have any sympathy for him. Like, he would become a villain at that point. See, if he started hitting Adrian or something, you'd be like, Rocky should kick fuck at this guy.
In a way, Rocky's looking after him as well.
Oh, again, it's to do with Rocky's big heart. Like, he probably shouldn't be pals with this guy, but he's too nice to like cut ties with him.
Yeah,
he can see that he's a wee soul. He likes Adrian. He knows Paulie's a good guy deep down,
and he holds respect throughout because it's her brother, and he does want to hit him at times, but he doesn't.
Especially the Christmas scene.
He just holds it.
Uh-huh.
Again, the world is coloured with these amazing little details, like Apollo's fight being mentioned on the TV at this point.
Yeah.
You're seeing it beamed into this little TV in this little home, this big fighter.
TV, yep.
So cool. Mm-hmm. Polly ruins Adrian's turkey. He straight up hawks it out the back door, man. I laughed when he hooked this turkey, man.
A bit harsh though. Like, and also he hooks half it, but like he's holding onto the leg, so that stays, and then he starts eating the leg.
I mean, he's going to be steaming in tools out that back door, eating that wet turkey.
He'll be fighting with a rat over it. You know what I mean?
The cats for the turkey.
So Rocky's at the door trying to talk to Adrian, trying to calm her down. While he's at the door, Polly's at the kitchen door with this turkey leg, and he's just taking big chunks out this turkey leg.
I thought he was about to start negotiating for the price of Adrian here, man.
I think he is about to. Man, it gets quite dark.
I think he just wants muscle for Adrian, man. Like, that's the trade. He just wants a bouncer. Polly encourages Rocky to talk to Adrian at the door to try and coax her out. I think she's behind that door with a knife, Shelley Duvall style, man.
She should be, man.
This is madness.
So far, all the men in her life are complete arseholes, apart from Rocky. And it's quite, I do like this scene though. He talks to her for ages through the door. He feels stupid. You can see him looking uncomfortable. He keeps on looking at Polly as if this isn't working. I don't want to do this. Polly sort of coaxing him as if like, no, go on.
Polly is trying to be positive here in his own way.
And she opens the door and she's already ready. I like that. She's got her jacket on and her scarf and her hat and she's kind of like ready to go.
Polly tells Rocky she likes to ice skate. They get to the ice skating and Rocky convinces the Ice King to let them on the ice for a few bucks, 10 minutes. I've wrote he should have just broke his thumbs.
Aye, he smooth talks this guy and there's a really funny scene there. He was trying to negotiate. He's like, I'll give you $10 or
$10
like, I'll
for
give you
10
$10.
minutes.
He's like, oh, what about $8? He's like, come on, it's Thanksgiving. He's negotiating over $2. It's quite funny.
They play around in the ice and it's really sweet. This guy screams down the minutes, minute by minute.
This guy. But it's Thanksgiving. We worked in a shop.
What a dickhead.
No, you say that, and I thought that at first, but then I thought about it like this afterwards. We worked in a shop, the same shop.
Yes.
You know these arseholes that came in right at the end as we
5 minutes before the shutter.
And you sort of halfway put the shutter down as if here, mate, we're closing, and they will scroll through that place. The shutter's like almost done at this point. You start putting the lights off to be like, we're closing.
We had people crawl under the shutter. Literally crawl.
We're not making this story up. We would you had to put the shutter down halfway, and the only reason we left it halfway is so that you could get out at the end of your shift.
We didn't. We always took it near the bottom.
Yeah, after this incident for me. So we would put the shutter down almost all the way, only leaving it so that we could get out and close it for the other side. And customers would go on all fours, climb under the shutter and be like, are you open?
Make no reference to the climbing under the shutter at all.
And you had to be like that to him. You just had to climb under the shutter. Do you fucking think we're open?
Oh, I'd be like, do you know what? There's Big Rock taking that wee dafty out for a wee walk, man.
Or he'd be like, do you know what? Here's the keys, walk up and stick them in a plant pot and I'll get them in the morning.
You come back the next day, everything's gone, even the ice. For some reason it's gone. It's no melted, it's gone.
It's just away.
Adrian's mother told her she wasn't born with much of a body, so she should develop a brain.
Man, that's a harsh line. It's quite nice though, because Rocky
what do you
says
think her dad did to her?
Oh, a lot. Him, her and Polly. I think that's why Polly drinks.
There is a Mike Nichols movie grown under this movie, like this family drama.
We mentioned earlier that Rocky doesn't mention anything about his family. I don't want to hear about his family. What's Adrian's family all about?
Oh. She asks why he wants to fight, and he says it's because he can't sing or dance.
It's a cute line.
Is charming as hell.
So as I said, I watched this with my wife. My wife wasn't really watching it. She's in the room. She was on her phone, but this scene is when she started actually watching the film. I think she put her phone down, and she loved this, man. Surprisingly, and me too. I loved this scene. I always thought this was quite boring watching this as a kid. But watching this back, man, Rocky's so sweet.
This is the film.
He's really trying. This is the love story. He's trying his hardest, and the countdown actually works. This guy's giving him a countdown, but Rocky's trying to get as much in as possible. He doesn't shut up. It feels like a tracking shot right around the screen, but it's not. It is cut.
Happy Gilmore does it as well.
Happy Gilmore basically
ice.
Steals this scene.
A common, but it is fantastic.
Nice. Happy Gilmore's got that great joke though when he's playing the song on the tannoy and the guy in the Zamboni's singing along, singing Saturday. I love the fact that Rocky, or Sylvester Stallone, should I say, isn't on skates. He's just walking about the sight ring and he's pretty good on his feet.
And he just wants to keep up with her.
Yeah, so she's skating along, he's running along beside her, which is kind of goes with his footwork stuff for the boxing that they mentioned later on in the film that he's not got good footwork. He's kind of clumsily along, but he's staying on his feet. I would be on my arse.
Oh, so would I.
Oh, I would be like, all my bones are broken at that point.
Oh, I'd be polying it, man, right in my arse, man.
You just find me on, I just live there now until somebody peels me off it.
He is constantly calling himself a bum, and it's devastating every single time.
Yeah.
He talks about how strong his nose is and how proud of it he is, that it's not been broken. He asks if she wants to come inside to see his turtles.
Yeah, and I noticed that at the ice skating rink and on the sort of walk home when they're walking towards the apartment, Adrian has come out a shell, no pun intended, with his turtles a wee bit more. She's talking a bit more. Two
things kind of happen if you notice, Rido. The cinematography gets warmer on both characters, and both characters get more confidence.
Totally, the confidence thing, totally.
Adrian stands up to Polly a little more, and she's proud to be on his arm, and vice versa.
Yep, that's right, yeah. There's a cute scene where he invites her in. This is where this scene it feels like it was going to be a bit problematic. Like, as I'm watching it again, I hadn't seen this movie in, I don't know, 10 years or whatever. I was kind of like, oh man, like, I remember this scene being kind of rough. He invites her in, she says no, but he kind of coaxes her.
I don't agree. He leaves the door open.
No, that's what I'm saying. It could have been a bit pressurised, but it's a kind of cute scene where he's like, well, I'm going to go in. And he goes in and you see him opening the shutter door with his hand because it's her choice to go in. It's like, but there's a totally different vibe there if he makes her go in the house. He doesn't, do you know what I mean? But that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
There's a very close line that they could have crossed, but they don't. It's done well.
I love every aspect of this. I like when he shows her the turtles and she says she knows about the turtles. She sold him the turtles.
Yeah.
And he recounts the day that he spoke to her and that he bought all this stuff. He bought all this just to talk to her.
He just wanted an excuse to go into that pet shop, basically.
And
do you know what the movie makes right away? As soon as he's in the house, the movie makes... The big sly dog makes a move. You know, it's...
the shirt comes off.
The shirt comes off and he goes, it's a little warm in here, you know. Takes the jumper off and he's just got this big vest on. You see these bulging muscles.
See if I looked like that. This shirt would be off the new.
I would never have a shirt again.
The shirt would never be on. Who's that ball bag face? It's either that Imagine Dragons or one of the ones.
Oh no, him
Bastille.
Him with all the tattoos. Him for Maroon 5. The best tweet I ever saw in my life was about him. He looks at sort of guy who gets into a tattoo shop and says, 1 tattoo, please.
Definitely. And do you remember they brought out that song Sugar?
Oh God.
Somebody flung a bag of sugar at his face.
That's incredible.
He
so deserved it.
It's not funny, but it's hilarious.
It's
I mean, that could have blinded them.
Good.
Jesus Christ, man.
He's a wrong one anyway.
How?
Have you heard his music?
Rocky recounts the day that he met her, and I've just wrote, oh man, he'd be pummeling me after that.
I can picture you. Rocky made sure he gives you that line.
Oh.
You're immediately on his manky couch presenting your ass like Cesar Romero.
Man, he'd be thrown in at me, wanted.
Throwing you about a boxing ring.
Wee line like that, that's how you get this lassie for the pet
You're
show.
hanging off a hook like a bit of raw meat.
Just fucking pummeling it,
He's
man. My head banging off the wall, man.
You're like, work your ribs.
He asks if Adrian wants to come and sit on his couch, which is decorated with beer bottles, rags and bits of newspaper, probably with the front page covered in missing girls from this area.
They're on Polly's basement.
This looks like a scene for Mindhunter, man. Did you think you were going to see like a model made out of skeletons?
Aye, there's some in this house.
Leatherfacey.
Aye, this house is a mangy.
He kind of talks like Leatherface.
Swinging a chainsaw at it.
Adrian wants to call Polly.
Aye, and then he shouts at the window. He's like, "Hey, Polly, your sister's staying with me." It's kind of funny.
He called her, right?
Aye, I noticed that
he called him.
his window's got like duct tape on it as well. He's got his window that's clearly broken. He's fixed it with like some masking tape or something.
Oh, this apartment.
It's a pure shit hole,
Looks
man.
like Joe's apartment.
What does it smell like, man?
Adrian starts freaking out like Mary from A Wonderful Life, and I'd be the same as I noticed this massive blade behind Rocky, which is stuck into this mattress on the wall.
It's really funny. He's got knives everywhere. It's never explained.
I'd be like, how's he sleeping on that if it's sideways?
I know.
He's got a day bed he sleeps on.
Aye. No, that mattress in the wall is for a punch. You knew that, didn't you?
This
I just pure mansplained to you there.
You did mansplain, aye. This is like Travis Bickle's apartment.
Oh, it is a bit in it.
He's losing it up here,
Mm-hmm.
and he's hating about the political state of Philly all the time and how he's going to make a difference by punching Rocky, she's all that's Adrian.
He actually just takes off her glasses. She says, "I always knew you were pretty." Huh.
Barbie just made fun of that.
Did they?
That we do this, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy because she looks beautiful anyway. But it takes her glasses off and but she does. I mean, as we just mentioned, Talia Shire.
Our style's totally wild and very contemporary in this. It's totally hipster. Like, big knitted hat, big old jacket and black frame glasses.
Yeah, she would totally look, no, we got a place today dressed like that.
He says she's beautiful, and she really is. Her eyes are like soulful as all heck. It's a great casting for this character.
And she's like gazing right into those big, beautiful, rocky eyes as well.
And you're staring as well, and you're staring at Slice because he has these big, beautiful, droopy eyes. He says he wants to kiss her, and they do. They smooch so friggin' hard and fall to the floor, and it's a great scene.
Yeah, it's a good scene.
Rocky goes to Mickey's, gets Apollo's details.
Mickey says something to him, he says a waste of talent, and Rocky just like stops. He's like, "Oh, why you always yelling at me, man?" I didn't rate the line.
Yeah, why you yelling at me, man?
Yeah, you always give me a hard time.
Yeah, son of a bitch. And he's...
Oh, that was a good one.
Yeah. You could have been a somebody. He's saying he could have been a somebody, but he resents him for becoming a loan shark.
Yeah, he says it goes. They say breaking thumbs a lot. Yeah, not a thumb is broken in this movie, but he says you break thumbs for that. Right? You could have been better than this. You got the talent.
You can't be somebody, kid. He says it's a waste of life.
Yeah, basically.
He sees potential in him.
And then Rocky goes to this meeting because a card was left for Rocky by Mr. Is it Jurgensen? Is that his name?
He goes to the promoters.
He thinks it's to be a sparring partner for Apollo Creed, not to fight when he's given the card. Because he's just given the card, he doesn't know what it's for, so he thinks it's just to like help Apollo Creed warm up for his fight or something. So he goes, he sits down, he looks so out of place. This big, expensive, fancy-looking office in downtown Philadelphia. The promoter's got a big suit on, he's sitting, he's got a couch.
He's a promoter, so he's a snake oil salesman.
Yeah, totally, you get that. He's got the beautiful sort of dark mahogany desk. He's got like the leather seats and the chair. Rocky's
he may as well
there.
have the 10-gallon hat and the southern accent. Gee, son.
Yeah, and Rocky sits down, he looks so uncomfortable, so out of place. He's really good here, Stallone, because he takes his hat off, because he's a respectable guy. He takes the hat off because he's, in fancy company. Sits down and says, I'm free pretty much all the time. I'll do whatever you want. And he's like, and the guy tells him, like, no, we want you to fight Apollo Creed. And he says no, basically. He's like, I'm not nobody. Do you know what I mean? He's
just
puts
selling
himself down again.
He's selling him as a product. He's trying to get one over on him for the benefit of it's money. It's just to get money. He just wants a product. However, he sells it as the American dream, and he's not wrong.
Yeah, he says, "Do you believe this is a land of opportunity?" And Rocky's like,
"Yeah, I think this is a land of opportunity."
He goes into full snake oil salesman mode here. He's saying,
"You're capable dream, of your own destiny,
land of opportunity." All that shit that you hear on all these fucking Joe Rogan podcasts these days.
And Rocky takes his words and uses it against him.
Yep, which is great.
The press conference makes Rocky out to be a bit of a joke. He just wants to say hi to his girlfriend.
Again, he's so sweet, he's so oblivious. He's a big dafty. That's what we call him round about here. A nice guy, but a big daft boy. He
has his future given to him on a plate, and he just wants to say hello to his girlfriend.
Aye, he's just excited to be on the telly. That's as big as it's getting for him. He's like, I'm on TV. Hey, Adrian.
I'll use this moment and share it. Adrian is so chuffed, and she starts sticking up for herself around him. Rocky stays respectful when Paulie's really aggressive here, but he just wants to smash him.
Paulie immediately offers himself as a trainer. Like, immediately, as soon as he's on the TV, he's like, you're going to need somebody that's going to train you and stuff, remember? It's going to tell you how to get in shape.
Paulie, when he's not doing that, he's really trying to get the job of breaking thumbs for Tony.
We've not spoke about this yet. Paulie's constantly begging to be introduced to this guy, and Rocky's constantly like being like, no, you don't want to do this, like it's not a good life, breaking people's thumbs.
Paulie wants to do it for free.
He just wants to break thumbs. He doesn't even want paid for it.
Can you imagine if it was Paulie that came out? I'd be like, I've not got your money and I'm never going to get it.
Get yourself to fuck.
Go away.
Aye, I'll break your thumbs.
What are you combing? There's nothing there.
I'm not going to fucking free hairs right off your head.
What are you going to do just to hit his nose?
You're fucking c***.
Me and you're pure running circles around him. We start pushing him. What are you going to do?
You take his hat and we're like throwing it over the top of him.
Why do you smell like raw meat? Why do we're going to throw stuff in your butthole?
He does it.
Hey, Polly, what are you doing?
Oh fuck, there's Rock. You fucking go anywhere. Oh fuck, there's a Rock. We better
Rocky
run.
throws his bouncy bonnet, lands right in it. It doesn't bounce back.
It just gets in there like quicksand.
And it ends up like Lemmy Winkfield South Park. You must go past the gallbladder.
Rocky's bouncing on Polly's arm.
Man, do you remember when some genius thought about the pairing of Woody Allen and Sly Stallone in Ants?
I despise that film.
That movie sucks, man.
Ants is terrible.
It sucks.
It didn't help that it came out at the same time as Bugs Life came out, which is a far superior movie.
But not a good movie.
That also sucks. But that's why Bad Ants is, that it's somehow Bugs Life is better than it, and Bugs Life is terrible.
Do you remember who the bad guy Grasshopper was in Bugs Life? Was it no Dennis Hopper?
Oh!
Was it no though?
I think it might have been.
Oh, do you think that's the reason they hired that coke addict?
Probably. Man, Woody Allen is an ant. And he's just doing his Woody Allen thing. Like, he's not even...
I'm an ant. It's crazy.
Man, he looks at the camera.
Hey, what are you doing? What's this kind of hell? Yeah. Mickey goes to Rocky's. We watch the full scene of this old ass man walking up these stairs, and I miss that kind of filmmaking, man. Like A24 are bringing that back, but
yeah. But sorry, can we talk about the mob boss? Because I did mention that scene earlier.
Tony gives him $500
for training supplies.
It implies that he's investing in him to get something back in the end, and if he doesn't, he owes him money.
Yeah, but that never happens. It's just like, here's £500.
He's just a good guy.
He's just a very nice gesture, and that's it. It's kind of weird. It seems out of place. We've talked about this before, I'm sorry, but it does stick out to me. This scene doesn't need to be in the film.
At least it's original. That does happen.
I guess, yeah.
Mickey says that Rocky needs a manager.
I love this scene.
It's great.
Right. And it's got everything. It's got a bit of melodrama. It's a bit melodramatic in fairness, but it's also got two great performances.
The back and forth
is brilliant in this.
It's clearly a father and son surrogate. Of course,
totally. But it's also got it's got a bit of light comedy to it too. Like, see when Rocky comes out the toilet and thinks Mickey's left, and he sees him again, and he sort of embarrassingly goes back into the toilet.
It's
good physical comedy.
Should have a rolling pin or something like that. It's cartoonish, however,
but it works so well. It's such a it's a well staged. Like, Rocky's standing at the door.
They're both prideful.
Yeah, and they won't look at each other. Like, Rocky's playing darts. He's trying to distract himself while he's talking. They never actually make eye contact, really.
You have an argument like this with someone you love.
This is the sort of argument you'd have with your dad, or with your brother, or with somebody that you don't want to have an argument with, but it's a conversation you need to have.
They both love each other, they both admire each other, however,
never say it.
They're trying to get past this hurdle and the tension. I love when Mickey rests his head against the door.
Yeah.
And he just holds it right.
Yeah.
And again, you don't get that often
No.
now. And it felt like
it breathes.
The director was adhering to the performance rather than the performance adhering to the director.
I've got no idea if that's true, but it feels like they've just put the camera on and just let these two do it.
Please just play this scene out.
Mm-hmm. Like, here it is on the script written. You do what you want with it and we'll see.
You've not got a script supervisor, tapping the clock, an AD, they just let it play out. And it's like a Streetcar Named Desire. It plays out from the apartment into the street. Mm-hmm. Rocky screams his piece. Mickey listens from the hallway. He does. He sits and he stands and he listens.
He walks on a couple of stairs and stops and he looks back, listens to a bit more. Like, he's walking away very slowly, but he's taking in every single word that Rocky's saying. And this scene's kind of very quotable, but he's like, you want me to fight the fight? I'll fight the big fight. But he's like, you kind of make fun of it now because he's Stallone shouting in his Stallone voice, but like, it's incredible.
It's also another thing you don't get now. They challenge masculinity in so many different ways now. Rocky's scared.
He's terrified.
Rocky's terrified of Apollo Creed. Mm-hmm. You don't really get that now.
not necessarily of Apollo Creed the guy, but he's terrified of everybody being writing that he is a bum. He thinks of himself as a bum. He doesn't think he's good enough to be there. He doesn't think he's a star.
He's at
He
this
doesn't
point.
belong at this level.
He's looking at his apartment. He's looking at his
Yeah.
place in society.
He believes that he deserves the shithole that he lives in, the shithole city. No, that I don't mean that. It's
No, of
against
course.
Philadelphia, but you know,
Aye.
the way it's presented, this wee shitty apartment, Polly, shitty wee pal, this shitty boxing gym that he goes to. Do you know what I mean? Like, everything's shitty, and he feels like he's deserves
angry
it.
and scared. He runs into the street in this wide shot.
As the train goes past him, man.
No, there is no dialogue in this scene.
But you know exactly what's happening.
They accomplish more in 2 minutes of film than most do now with 5 pages of dialogue.
Yeah.
He puts his arm around Mickey. Mickey's hesitant. He's just screamed at him.
Yeah.
And he's angry. However, they shake hands
Mm-hmm.
like two gentlemen.
Yeah, and Rocky goes back to his house, Mickey walks off, but they've made an agreement, you can quite clearly see that. They've made some, and then the train goes past, so you see like them walking in different directions, the train going, you see Philadelphia, and it's like...
With that handshake, they've just changed their lives.
Yeah, totally, yeah. Because that is now, as we'll go into, like, Rocky's sort of beginning his journey, like he's now got his trainer, Mickey, and now the next scene starts, and we'll get there, he starts training, and now
Here
we're
we
in,
go.
into the second act, you would say, probably now, but I've probably been in the second act for a while.
Here we go, man. The wake up and the thing that everybody wanted to do when they watched this movie, and it
then
looked
I
so
immediately regretted
appealing.
if they tried it.
Yolk in a glass.
I'll tell you what though, I've seen this scene, because it's iconic, you know, I've seen this scene a million times, right? I have never appreciated until last night how perfectly he cracks his eggs. Not one bit of shell's getting in them, man. That's just all yolk.
Yeah.
Do you know how hard it is to crack an egg?
Oh, an omellette's brutal without getting a shell in it.
You always get at least a wee tiny bit of shell. Like, I make eggs nearly every day, at least once a week for the weigh-ins. I'll make some sort of egg, and you always get a wee tiny bit, and you're like, fucking you pick it out, and then your fingers get all yucky. He just cracks 4 of these with one horn, man. Perfectly.
Oh, there's some cracking eggs, man.
And he fucking downs this thing, man. It is fucking disgusting. You can see it all in his mouth. Ooh.
He runs.
Can you pay me to drink this?
Really?
Not no, you couldn't. Maybe when I was younger, I thought I could like be fit. But now, 31-year-old, I'm not drinking 4 eggs.
Rocky runs, and we get the first taste of the Rocky training montage.
Yeah.
Just a taste.
Yeah, this isn't the montage that everybody remembers, but it's like the sort of... He's not failing here, but you can tell he's not ready yet. He's still kind of slow. You see him trying to run up the stairs, but he stops halfway up. He's got a stitch. You can tell he's pure fucked.
It's shot beautifully.
It's amazing. I've wrote this here. Philadelphia at dawn is beautiful. See, we see the guys putting the bins out. You know it's early morning because the guys are putting out the newspapers and that in the morning. You can see this. Sorry, you can see the sun coming up. It's still a pink sky. It's so nice.
It's just...
Again, they're using the city to its advantage. You've got this beautiful city.
But there's a lot of cliches in movies, and one of them's the training montage. This was the first to do it, and it's shot like the first to do it. Like you said, you see the morning setup, and you see him go out with the papers. You see Rocky starting to do the work. Running up the stairs is just an iconic scene. We've spoke about it forever. He's doing it slowly and out of breath with a stitch, like you mentioned. It's incredible. Rocky goes to the plant where Polly kids on to work. Polly asks if Rocky is balling her.
But he actually says that. Are you balling my sister?
I mean, that line was in Deep Throat, man. That's how filthy that line is.
He's raging at him, man. I thought he was actually going to take a swing at Polly here, and I think he is going to take a swing, but out of anger he starts punching this meat, and it's pretty gross, man. The noises that are coming off these fucking dead animal carcasses.
And his fists are disgusting.
They're red, they're covered in fucking juicy meat.
It's a good way of showing he's a fighter with these bloody mitts.
Mm-hmm. Oh, it looks so cool.
Well, there's a shot later on the TV and it looks incredible.
Yeah.
I forgot how incredible that is. He's looking at Polly whilst he's punching this thing.
Yeah, he's trying to take out his anger. Obviously, he's too sweet to actually give Paulie the fucking doing that he deserves.
Paulie doesn't care. Paulie's having a Paulie party. He's still drinking his whiskey at work.
He's doing his work. He's like, oh, you got to break these ribs. Because he watched the ribs. I think he breaks the cow's ribs or whatever. It's deed, it doesn't matter. And then he's like, you do that to Creed, there won't be no fight or something like that.
He loses it with for a little bit and then immediately apologises.
Again, this is a sweet scene that shows you that like he's not the type to lash out or something. He doesn't really lose it. He's basically just like, I told you, no, I don't want to. And then immediately realises that it's Talia Shire and he's like, oh, fuck, man. And he goes and he apologises. A nice scene that shows you again the whole masculinity thing. Yep. Like, usually these boxers are like, oh, tough guy, but he's like, oh, sorry.
Yeah, sorry. Rocky trains in Mickey's gym. He hits it hard, but he isn't focused. And Stallone shows this with his. Stallone shows this with his body. He trained for this film.
Oh, 100%, man.
And it's not just a great emotional performance; it's a fantastic physical performance.
I think it's very underrated, his physical performance, because people just assume that he's a strong guy, but like to act like a boxer, to walk like a boxer, to move like a boxer isn't easy. Especially if you're I'm not a boxer, but if you were, you can tell somebody that's pretending to be one.
Or if I was to say you know, walk with a limp, act like you've got a sore leg,
it's so difficult, man.
It is.
It's
and
really difficult.
He shows you that he's a boxer that lacks focus through his leg work. That's incredible.
Because it shows you that, and then it shows you this scene. Paulie's got this little trick where he ties his legs together, his ankles together with this little rope, so that he can't move them. He says something about this is what Rocky Marciano used to do, and Rocky Balboa has a picture of Rocky Marciano on his wall. We'll get to that. And then Rocky immediately just does a different stance, like Stallone, that is. And it looks like something's changed, and it's just because he's standing a wee bit different. It's like really, really good, and like, it's a great scene. Another great scene, these wee girls come in and ask for his autograph, and Mickey's like, get out of here!
Rocky goes to the plant for an interview. I notice here that he's scribbled Italian Stallion on the back of his sweatshirt, and I just feel bad for him.
I don't think he'd done that. I think Mickey done that when he wasn't looking.
If it was Paulie, it would be spelt wrong. The cameraman says, hey, the meat guy's sticking his face in. Paulie's like this at the back.
Oh, that's so funny. This is a funny scene. This is Paulie obviously trying to... They have a wee conversation, which is quite funny, where Paulie's like, he needs a bit of exposure, and he's like, I don't want to do this, you know. Again, it shows you that Paulie, like, Rocky isn't ready for this life yet. Like, he's a good boxer, but he isn't. He's completely lacking all the charisma that Apollo Creed's got. Apollo
watches the interview of Rocky punching this meat. This scene is incredible. Apollo and his entourage pay no attention to it.
No, his entourage does. What's his name?
Well, Duke's watching, the rest aren't.
Duke's watching. Duke is looking at him punching this meat, and he's like, this guy's taking this seriously. I think that's what he says, like, this guy's taking this serious.
But
he turns to Apollo and he's like, your opponent's on TV, and Apollo's just like, oh yeah, sure, whatever. And then he turns to his assistant and he's like, can you get me another coffee? Like, he's not even looking at the TV, he's got his back to TV. They're planning, what are they planning? Some trip.
The marketing.
Yeah, no, he's saying something about Canada or something. They're talking about some trip they're going to take or something like that.
He's
totally...
He doesn't see this as a threat whatsoever.
Yeah. This is an afterthought. This is just something he needs to do on a Saturday.
This is just a way to fulfill a contractual agreement.
Yeah,
he pays no mind to this.
And
Duke watches and sees this is trouble.
Yeah, Duke knows. He's the only one in his entourage who knows. And he tries to tell Creed, like, yeah, this guy's on TV. He looks like he means business. He says, this guy looks like he's ready. And Paul says, I'm ready too.
The last image is of Rocky showing his bloodied fists to the screen, and it's incredible.
It's really great.
Duke in that moment is like, this is bad. It's Christmas and Paulie is wrecked again.
Oh man, so this is quite sweet because Rocky and Adrian are sitting on the same chair watching the telly. They're all sort of curried in. Christmas, you can see there's like a tree up and there's like a wreath and all that. Fucking who can same Steven, that big fucking stupid Paulie.
He overhears Rocky saying that he's a bit of an idiot.
Because Adrian says to me, you're going to hire Paulie to be a trainer. He's like, he doesn't know anything about boxing, which is totally fair. He's like, he doesn't know anything about boxing, I don't know what to say to him. And he comes in and he's like, fucking, I don't know what he's saying here. He starts going on about how she's an idiot, how she's an empty. He starts shouting at Rocky because he's balling her, or whatever he says here. He says, like, he says you've slept with him, you're busted now because she's not a virgin. That's the term he uses, busted, because she's no longer a virgin. You're not a virgin anymore, you're busted. I'm like, what are you talking about your sister? That's funny, yeah, man. Fucking creep show.
It's weird.
It's so disgusting. That's the third reference to her vagina he's made in this movie.
I would sneak out the door if I was Rocky at this point, man.
No, I would kick his cunt in. He deserves. I know he's swinging a baseball bat around, but Rocky can take him in this bat.
He restrains him and he lets him burn out. He's trying his hardest to be respectful. Rocky goes next door to get Adrian and she asks if he wants a roommate. That's a lovely scene.
Yes, basically this is where Adrian moves into him because she needs to get away from this fucking drunken psychopath of her brother. We skipped over that scene, man. I'm so sorry. We didn't talk about Adrian buys Rocky a present. She gets him Butkus the dog.
So good.
To help him run with.
Yep.
Stephanie rightly pointed out that during the very famous training montage where he runs up the stairs and celebrating, the dog isn't there with him.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which is she buys him it so he can run with the dog, and you see him run with the dog in the very next scene, and then the dog is just gone.
Stallone's no sharing that scene with
That's what I'm thinking, man, because the dog would get the praise.
Exactly. It'd be a statue of the dog and no his big face.
Exactly, aye.
Mickey, we get Mickey in the infamous line, "You're gonna eat lightning and crap thunder."
That's right, yeah. And Polly comes weaseling back in, obviously hungover. For the
no apologies, by the way.
No, it doesn't apologise because then he says, hey, I know how to make some money off your name.
And I'm howling.
Fuck you.
I'm howling.
It is funny. He doesn't apologise, just like, by the way, I know how to make money off you. And Rocky's like, do what you gotta do, you know, you wanna make money off me, make money off me, you know?
He lets him do it, man. That kind of got me a bit when I saw that. He still let him do it.
I think you're seeing that as a sweet gesture. I'm seeing it as like, just get this guy out of here.
That guy
you want, mate.
has nothing else.
This is like when you pat somebody in the shoulder and you're like, aye, mate, sure.
He has kind of
somebody's talking to you, somebody's drunk in a pub and they're like, oh, here, mate, I'm fucking, do I know your brother for hanging? And you're just like, aye, mate, aye. Enjoy your night.
Paid $3,000 for his sister.
Aye, well.
That's what he really paid $3,000 for.
I know.
And here we go.
We've got the scene. I've not got any notes for this scene because how can you really talk about this? If anybody who's not even seen Rocky's probably seen this scene on YouTube or seen it parodied in a million SNL sketches or every other movie that has a.
But it's still remarkable.
No, it is. It's incredible. It's
the complement of music and film, and these actors are just incredible. The photography is all beautiful. You said that. Is it this scene he runs out in the train yard and it's framed with him running the right hand side and you see the Philadelphia skyline.
He runs through the sort of market as well. I don't know if it's like a fish market.
With these beautiful people interacting with him and we're in front tracking. He gets fruit thrown to him. He's interacting with the crowd and they're cheering him on. It's so cool. These one-armed push-ups.
Yep.
Amazing. Still so cool. I'd be the guy just signing up to punch his stomach in that one scene.
I know.
Because he wouldn't feel it at all. He
wouldn't feel a hang, man.
No, what I'm doing.
You could throw coins off it, hanging with pure bounce.
I'd be rattling it with a chainsaw and he wouldn't feel what I'm doing to him.
Just sparks would be coming back at you.
He runs fast as we are.
I thought this was like special effects or something, man, because the way he breaks into this fucking sprint is crazy. The music,
they do it
getting faster
in the sequels too on the beach.
Yeah.
It shows you he's got more momentum.
Yeah, and the lyrics of the song are like getting stronger. That's what it's saying in the song as he's running faster. And he breaks into this like almighty sprint, man, and he is fucking
He's
rapid.
outrunning the cameraman who has to keep up with him.
And who's probably on a truck.
The relationship between both actor there and it's the technical crew is a real achievement.
And it's over, I think, just because it's overplayed, it maybe doesn't get rated as high as it used to. But it's probably like the perfect movie scene.
I'll say this all worked for me as if it was the first time this time.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like, imagine being in the cinema when this came out. You'd be in the aisles, man, fucking jumping about because it's like so inspiring. It's so great. Like, it's a shame how much it's been copied now because like it appreciates for what this is. Like the quintessential fucking training montage that all training montages copy from.
I would rephrase what you say and say they didn't copy it. They did, however, Rocky created this.
Oh yeah, 100%.
This is the template for everything.
Yep.
Rocky did it. Like, it's still to this day why we say, oh, it's Rocky. It's just a Rocky story.
Yeah.
He reaches the top of the stairs with ease. No stitch.
Yep.
Fast, each step. He does it this time. He cheers. We do a 360 and we see Philly in the distance.
Yeah.
He's ready to take on the city.
Yep.
He's ready to take on the world. The night before the fight, Adrian sleeps and Rocky goes a walk. He checks out the ring. He walks in the ring. He circles and looks at the stands, and then he looks at the painting of himself. He tells the promoter that they got his shots wrong.
The promoter say it doesn't really matter, does it, kid?
He doesn't care.
He doesn't give a fuck. He's like, you're no here. Nobody cares. Nobody's going to be looking at your poster.
Meat to be battered, the more whatever.
Like, don't worry, we've got Apollo's. He doesn't say this, but it's basically said in he doesn't give a fuck. The way he speaks to Rocky here is like, you're just going to be there. As you said, you've worded it perfectly. He's just the meat to get battered. Like, this is the Apollo Creed show. You're just there. Nobody gives a fuck if your shots are wrong. I've wrote it down here as well. Like, this scene is really shot well because like they do this in real boxing as well. They do it in wrestling a lot as well. Establishing shots of the arena just to show you how big it is. So they show you when he's leaving, you see him walking out of the arena, but it shows you from the skybox.
The nosebleeds, yeah.
So you can see how big this arena is, and it's fucking massive.
And he's just a little part of it.
Yeah, he's an ant. And even the ring's tiny, and the seats and the bleachers and that are like so big. Like, you can tell this is it shows you the scope of this event. It's not just like this wee bingo hall. Because at the start of the movie, he's wrestling in a church. Like, you made the joke like that the fucking slumming club is in after this, but like that's right. He's in like the smallest, shitiest wee town, and now he's in like this humongous arena. It's excellent. It's so well done, this bit.
Rocky gets home and Adrian is still sleeping. He sits beside her and tells her he can't do this.
I like the way he lies down as well, and he like lets her like sort of hug him,
caress him,
big spoon him, basically
comfort him. She pulls him down into the bed.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. And he's lying there, kind of like, and she's sort of hugging him from behind, and he's kind of talking, and maybe this is a bit much, but kind of like a wee boy that's had a nightmare.
I find it just so...
He's so vulnerable. He's just sitting there and he tells her the truth. He's like, I can't be Creed. I'm going to get my head kicked in.
So romantic, the way that... And this is when we find out Rocky doesn't intend to win. Rocky just wants to go the distance.
Yeah.
He just wants to fulfill one thing in his life. He just wants to see it to the end.
Yeah, he just doesn't want to be... Basically doesn't want to be embarrassed, doesn't want to go out there and be knocked out right away. He just wants to prove to people that he belongs at least, and that he can at least hang.
He wants to prove he isn't just another bum from the neighbourhood.
Yeah.
What a great line.
Yeah, that's great. And nobody's ever went the full distance for Creed. Like, nobody ever.
Nobody's ever seen Creed to the full 15 rounds.
Yeah, 15 rounds, yeah.
Rocky and Apollo prepare for the fight. Rocky prepares alone initially, as we see everybody attending to Apollo.
Which is totally, this is what happens in real boxing. They've got like a whole team. They've got like somebody for his eyes, somebody for each arm, somebody for his legs, somebody tapes him up, somebody fucking oils him down, somebody puts Vaseline on him. Like,
it's a human pit stop.
Yeah, it's like, like at the races where like you put in, there's like a whole team of people and they're working on each part of your body, they're massaging you, they're warming you up, they're like making sure that everybody is like a whole operation here, which is real. This is what happens in boxing.
This does work for me.
I love this.
It normally doesn't. The Adonis Apollo has, Duke or another character's holding his waist to feel chest, to feel the breathing, the compression. Rocky takes a knee and prays.
Yep.
That's a great scene.
Yeah.
If you're going to do that, that's how you do that.
Because it doesn't necessarily say that he is religious. Well, he is obviously religious, but it's not like...
He's asking the big guy for some help.
Yeah, it just shows you that this guy's got all the science in the world and this guy's not got a prayer. Like, that's like a phrase that all he's got is a prayer. This
is the subtle art house version. Part 4 has Ivan Drago with all the machines and Rocky's in the snow. It's the same scene.
It's the same scene, but part 4 hams it up with the whole...
It's got petrol.
It's a $6 million man where he's got like... You see like x-rays and all that and you see all his muscles expanding. It's like,
works for me.
No, it's great, but it's so cheesy.
The respirator attached to all these computers. How you even plugging
It's
them
like
in?
the fucking Terminator, man. But it's amazing. Don't get me wrong, but it's amazing in a totally different way.
Oh,
Like, this is the subtle art house. You don't need it to be signposted. You can just tell by watching it because it's so well made that basically you've got this perfect, as you said, an Adonis-like guy and this wee scumbag from Philadelphia who all he's got is fucking the Lord
in his fists. That's
Yep.
all he's got.
Yep.
Rocky lets Paulie advertise on his robe.
That's funny.
Paulie gets $3,000 and Rocky gets a nice robe. That's a brilliant line.
That's a
That
really
is
good line.
so funny.
Paulie's got the sex workers with him as well. He's got like 2 prostitutes or 2 strippers or something with him. He's got one in each arm.
That's $1,500 each, by the way.
Yes.
And he's not getting laid at the end of the night.
No, he just wants them ruin his arm so he can show up to his box and look in the part.
I just think he's terrible at negotiating.
Aye, oh no, these one maybe did it for £300, but he's just terrible with money.
It's probably £1,500 each and a hunk of meat each.
he's gave them some pork chops.
And some of Rocky's merchandise. Apollo comes out to a ridiculous fanfare.
Well, Rocky comes out first
Rocky comes out.
to absolutely no fanfare. Like, polite applause. People are like, oh, Rocky, yay. This wee lassie comes up with this wee tiny American flag. Rocky doesn't know what to do with it. He kind of waves at it and gives it back to her and sort of rubs her knees as if, oh, cute kid, you know. It comes out, people are cheering, and then Big Apollo comes out dressed as, is it George Washington?
He comes out in the horses. Yeah, he comes out as George Washington.
He's
on a horse.
It's amazing.
He doesn't treat this seriously.
It's an exhibition fight to him. Even though his world title's online, he's treating it like an exhibition fight. He's treating it like a charity match.
Carl Weathers with those big pearly whites, just in that mustache, just
amazing,
making fun of all of this.
So good.
And when that man becomes Uncle Sam,
he takes his big George Washington jacket on. He's got the Uncle Sam thing. He puts the big hat on. I want you. I want you. I want you. It's amazing. And the crowd are laughing up.
He's
Everybody's
acting as an arrogant little child. He's trying to get him angry. He's ripping the piss out of him.
He's Ric Flair for the wrestling. He's Roddy Piper. He's like a showman. He's playing at the crowd. He's not even looking at Rocky.
See, if I came with Rocky, I'd be cheering for Apollo.
Exactly.
Bar him, Apollo.
He's just a walking charisma machine.
Ultimately, he's downfall in part 4. he turns this into a carnival, and Rocky just smiles politely.
Rocky doesn't know what to do, and Rocky
he's
turns to Mickey at one point.
Commenting.
He goes, looks like a big flag. Which is a funny line.
But he's also admiring the show. He's like, this is kind of cool.
He's part of it. He's like, this guy is clearly good. He's good at what he does. Because that's the thing is,
he respects
there's no animosity between the two of them.
No.
Like Creed is looking down on him as an opponent. He doesn't think anything of him, but he doesn't hate the guy.
But he doesn't know him personally or anything.
Yeah, no,
like
it's not
that.
about it because he's such a egotistical maniac that it's all about Creed. He doesn't care about Rocky.
Duke actually calls him a bum, and that kind of hurts. But they become close.
Yeah, but it calls him a bum. He's trying to hang this Creed up at that point. He's not even calling Rocky a bum to his face. He's more just saying it to Creed as if, you can beat this bum. And Rocky is quite clearly respectful of the sport, and he knows that this guy, despite his arrogance, is the best at what he does.
Yeah.
Big Joe Fraser's introduced. The actual Joe Fraser. Yeah. He comes in, he shakes hands with Rocky politely, then he makes a couple of wee jokes with Carl Weathers, and Rocky's like, I must be friends or something, you know? It's great, man. It gives you the big fight feel as well. It feels like you're watching a real boxing match. You get the introduction, we get the celebrities.
It's also hammering him by showing he's no in that world.
Aye.
They're all...
because Rocky's doesn't belong in the same ring as Joe Fraser, and Creed's making jokes with him. Clearly they're good pals with like one of the greatest boxers of all time. It's great, man. It's really good.
First round, the bell rings.
Have you done this? I've broke this down round by round.
So far.
Okay, good. Okay. You can go then, sorry. I just wanted to make sure that I had...
If I miss it and intervene, or how do we take this round by... I have no idea. They dance and Apollo gets a few slugs in.
Yeah, Creed's smiling this first round. He's showing off. He's doing a wee dance. He's getting a few wee jabs in.
He thinks he can take him until Rocky surprises him with a decent uppercut.
Can I just say it's filmed beautifully as well? It's filmed like a real boxing match, like for the outside of the ring. It's not like you're not in the ring like they did with the later films and the Creed movies, which is fine. But like in the later movies, it's like the camera's almost over the shoulder of the fighter as if you're in the ring, which I get. But I like this sort of more far away shot, 'cause this is what, when you watch boxing on the telly, I mean, I did when I was into boxing for a very short period of time. When like Mike Tyson was really, it was like Mike Tyson and Lennox Lewis.
It's
Remember
character boxing.
the late 90s to early 2000s.
It's
and
the
then
biting of the ear and all that.
Aye, all that, because Mike Tyson was in the wrestling. Remember, he showed up on Raw and Stone Cold Steve Austin came out and stuck your fingers up at him.
Rocky surprises him with an uppercut and it knocks him down for a 7 count. Apollo turns it up and corners Rocky.
It's good, he's like no longer smiling.
You feel this.
Yeah.
He that smile's been knocked off his face.
Because he was playing this as a little exhibition, like this guy's not even going to get hit in him. As soon as Rocky knocks him down, he's embarrassed. And he's like, right, this guy's going down now.
They work the ring and Apollo gets the better of him. Apollo breaks his nose.
Right before the bell. Like, I think the bell rings and he gets one last shot and you hear crack. And you see Rocky going over in the corner. He's like, and he kind of seems like not even that mad. He's like, oh, he broke my nose. As if he's like, holy shit. It's kind of cute, this scene. Is that weird? Is that out of place to say?
It's always cool to see him never lose his cool.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. He's not like, oh no, he's broke my nose. He's not worried. He's almost like, holy shit, he fucking broke my nose.
Mickey tells him to work the ribs.
Yeah, which he takes to heart and goes to the ribs. Right, so round 2.
Sorry. Duke tells Creed that Rocky didn't know this was a show and showed up for a fight.
Yeah, which is a great line.
He tells him, finish this bum.
Yeah. So Creed immediately gets Rocky in the corner. He's obviously turned it up now. Get Rocky in the corner at the start of round 2. Rocky's taking a hell of a beating, but and even the commentators, the guys on commentary, saying that nobody's ever lasted more than 3 rounds. Or sorry, the Vegas casinos didn't have Rocky lasting as much as the 3rd round.
Yeah, they trade blows and Rocky gets into it. They just slap the shit out of each other, man.
Creed's shit talking him as well. They get pushed away at one point. He's like, you're dressed up as a boxer. You're a fake boxer or something, he says to him. Do you hear this? It's hard to hear because they both get mouthpieces in. He's sort of slavering, but he's like, you're a fake boxer. You're not a real boxer. Like that. He's saying to him as he's punching him. It's pure cold, man.
He's intimidated.
Yeah.
I love this as they tire, but both Titans cannot give in.
Rocky's come at him different at this point.
They are just getting patched up in between, like sellotape together. Both fighters are already tired.
Yeah. And at round 3, Rocky's just absorbing this punishment. He's not getting much in. And then for round 3 until about round 13, it's sort of a montage type deal. The rounds start blending together.
We are introduced to a piece of music.
Oh, the music.
Going the Distance.
Incredible, yep.
Going the Distance by Bill Conti.
And even not just the music, but the sounds. Like, see the sound of the crowd, the sound of the bell ringing, the montage of like the ladies who are dressed up as the Statue of Liberty, which is funny, with the signs by each round, and the sound of like just these. It's the sound of like fists hitting meat. You can hear every punch, every grunt. Like you see them all sweating. The makeup and stuff as well is incredible. Like the further this round goes on, I think we're at like round 13 and they're both sitting in the corner and both their faces are swollen. You can barely see. And this is where Rocky's eye is all covered up and he says, "So cut me." That's where he has to cut. The guy uses the razor blade to cut him and you see it's this pop of blood. It's disgusting, man.
In the 4K I watched, it's clearly fake blood, but
it still works as a blood pack.
Don't care.
It's beautifully done.
And that's what it looks like with these poor guys. It's blood and it's gross. And just before that, Ryan, Rocky goes down and Mickey tells him
to stay down.
Stay down.
Rocky's eyes stay down and Rocky just doesn't. He cool hand looks at Paul Newman's it here.
He's a mess.
Yeah.
Apollo celebrates an early victory as Rocky climbs the rope.
This is amazing. Apollo, even though his face is also on,
he turns round.
He can't believe it. He's in utter shock that
it's
Rocky's
a mix of respect and terror.
Yeah, he's like, what the fuck do I need to do to beat this bum? Because like to him, he's an nobody, and at this moment he realises that he's in the ring with a guy that's just no going to get in.
This is a tease of the second's finale.
100%.
The rope climb from part 2 is one of my favourite moments in cinema. I love that
Excellent.
scene.
And it totally works here too.
They cut Rocky and he bleeds. If you stop the fight, I'll kill you. If you stop the fight, I'll kill you.
Aye, they're both going for it full pelt. It's amazing.
And the crowd start cheering Rocky's name.
Aye, and Creed can't believe it. Like he's But he doesn't even seem mad. He's just like shocked. That's the thing you're getting for this, and everybody's chatting Rocky, Rocky.
They
Rocky.
circle each other for the last time. This is.
Creed doesn't know what to do.
They are cheering and they are both wrecked. They both trade blows aggressively. They just start cracking at any bit of flesh they can find.
I like this though. Creed is going for Rocky's head. Rocky's not defending himself because Rocky's using his hands to go for his ribs. It's like who's going down first because Creed said he's got a broken rib.
He's going for his one weak spot and he's just going for his head.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. And they keep on punching and punching and punching until the bell rings and they just fall on each other.
Apollo gets close and he tells him there ain't going to be no rematch.
Because he's scared of him. He knows that he can't handle him again, basically.
He can't get shown up like this again.
Yeah, aye.
Because Rocky loses the fight, but he's the people's champion.
Doesn't matter. He done exactly what he wanted to do, which is go the distance.
He went the distance.
That's
and
all he
the
wanted.
crowd are still cheering his name.
Everybody's shouting Rocky. Everybody dives in. That's always happens in boxing. It still happens to this day. Like just all the media and all the refs and all the judges and that jump into the ring. There's people everywhere. He doesn't give a fuck. He's just shouting, Adrian!
They crowd Apollo as he just wants Adrian.
He doesn't care.
He just wants to
see
see
trying
him.
to stick mics in his face. The referee's all the time. He's pushing everybody out the
He's
way. He can't see. His eyes are all swollen shut. He can't even see Adrian. He's just shouting.
A reporter asks what went through his head. He screams for Adrian. She's fighting her way through this manic crowd.
This tiny wee woman trying to get past all these big men and she's pushing her way through.
You feel every one of her push and pulls.
Yep.
And she's tired trying to get to him. The judges announce that Apollo is the winner and it doesn't matter.
Aye, he doesn't care. He doesn't even react. Like, Rocky's just going, Adrian!
But we don't care either.
No, because at this point, we've seen the fight. Rocky's done what he wanted to do. He doesn't even need to be the champion. Like, he just wants to... He's done his fight. He's not embarrassed himself. And he wants the woman that he loves. This is where Paulie sort of redeems himself here. Paulie's trying to get into the ring. This referee guy's like, no, you can't get in.
He's trying to get to his friend.
He sees Adrian trying to climb in and Paulie lifts the rope for her and distracts the cops so that she can sneak in the ring. It's beautiful we seen that.
It's a great redeeming factor, man.
Adrian runs to Rocky. He's all fucked up. The kiss. She says that she loves him. He says that he loves her too. That's the end of the movie. They just say they love each other and then it's just credits.
He tells her he loves her and they just ignore the madness around them, man. And it's incredible.
Beautiful.
Rocky 1976.
Holy shit, man.
That's Rocky? We've done Rocky? That's our finale?
That's our finale, man. That's crazy.
We're done?
Ending the podcast with one of the biggest movies of all time. Like, it seems fitting. We've done some Shanners, we've done some Encino Mans.
Oh, there's been some choices.
Done some rat races, done some kissing booths.
Rocky 1976, rate this thing, man.
Let's do some coconuts for the last time. It's a cliche to call this one of the greatest movies ever made. It's in most people's lists. Any article you read about movies you need to see before you die, this will be there, I'm sure. But just as a movie, as an audience member, man, you just can't help but fall in love with these characters. You can't help but fall in love with this city. Stallone is a bit of a joke now, I get it. He's a bit of a meme because his voice and the way he looks and all that sort of stuff. But the guy in his prime was incredible. He wrote this thing, man. He doesn't get enough credit for being a great screenwriter, man.
I don't tend to interject in your reviews, man. I'm sorry, but one thing I do want to say is everybody talks about Stallone, the action star. Sylvester Stallone loves film.
Oh, this film's evident of it.
The last thing I'll say, he's done a lot for film. That's all I'll say, man. Sorry, continue.
You're right, and he doesn't get the flowers he deserves for that. People will say, oh, he's good, he's muscly. Oh, Rambo. Another great movie, that first Rambo, that people just totally take the wrong message out of. Point is that Stallone knows how to make a good movie. And when he puts his heart into something, he fucking goes for it. For all that being said, man, and seeing as this is the last day of school, if you will, I think this might be...
No way!
My first ever,
You've got a look in your face!
perhaps my only ever.
Why have you got a briefcase with you?
I'm going to open the briefcase.
You're opening it?
I'm going to open it. Inside is a big fat number 5.
Wow, man. Yeah. I don't agree, spoiler, but I totally get it. This is a masterpiece.
Yeah, I mean, put it this way: the reason I put a 5 movie, like maybe a 5, or my way that I rate these things is, A, would I watch it again?
You don't need to explain why.
No, I'm just saying, like, B, would I recommend it to a friend, and C, like, would I happily talk to, like, see, there's some movies that you're embarrassed that you like. Sometimes you're like, oh, like Rat Race, because people sometimes look at you and go, what, you like that film? But this meets all criteria. I would watch this movie easily tomorrow. I would recommend it to a friend. My wife loved it. She was sitting beside me. It's the only movie that I've ever watched for this podcast that she's been sitting beside that she actually enjoyed.
We have our own definitions of our own ratings. For me, it's what it means to me. Mm-hmm. My favourite film of 2023 so far, 2 weeks ago I saw Oppenheimer. My favourite film of 2023 so far is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Mutant Mayhem. It's what it means to you.
Yeah.
But I get what you're saying. If I was to send a selection of movies to aliens in another world, Rocky would be a part of that collection to say, this is some of our best and I recommend it. I totally get it. It's a masterpiece, Ryan. Your first 5? Our first 5? You've broke all... You've popped the cherry.
I know, I'm the first one to dish out a 5, I believe. I don't, you've ever given a 5, huh?
Never have, sir.
Although you've been a lot kinder to movies than I have. You've gave 4.5s, you gave some 4s, but I've gave some 0s.
Wow.
You wouldn't think it'd be me giving the first 5 out. You'd think it'd be you, if anything.
That's amazing.
I'm usually quite negative, but man, I can't be negative. So what you got?
Rocky 1976. I don't know if a month went by in my childhood without watching one of the 5 Rocky films. I forgot how homemade this first one is and how much I deeply appreciate the working class aesthetic of the whole thing. As he slowly descends the stairs wounded, the city is in the horizon as he looks so small in comparison. This is the story of Rocky, the people's champion. This is a brilliant character and this is just a great story. Rocky wove the hero's journey into the sports drama and created a template from which every other sports drama would replicate to great success. We still use the Rocky template now because it works. I love this cast. Talia Shire and Burt Young are great. Carl Weathers is truly remarkable. This city and its people look beautiful on film. Rocky is amazing. It's just not my favourite in the franchise. 4 out of 5 coconuts.
That's fair.
To me. Just to me.
Totally,
Rocky 2, I'm thinking, is probably 4.5 if I'm being honest. Ryan, I like Rocky when it gets to the big bads.
I'll give you this right now. I know I'm giving Rocky 1 a 5. I would probably give Rocky 3 a 5 also.
It's just
for different reasons. It's sillier, but I love Mr. T's the baddie. I love the Hulk Hogan cameos.
Again, let's define it. Rocky's a film. Rocky 3's a perfect movie to you.
Yeah.
Film and movies. Oppenheimer's a great film. Barbie's a great movie.
Yeah.
Both can exist.
Yeah.
Amazing. Let's do some shout outs, man. Can we do a couple? I've known a girl, Laura Halliday, since school, and Laura's always been cool. Like, she's just always been cool. You know that person?
Yeah, I know. There's always somebody like that.
Always positive, always supportive. She's got this young, beautiful family, David Holiday, and they've got these beautiful kids, and they listen to our show, and they're always commenting on every post, every episode, their thoughts on the movies. A beautiful young family who are just amazing and take their time out to listen to this daft little program, and that's so cool.
It's crazy that when you say things like that, it makes me feel so weird that people actually listen. I feel like we're in such a vacuum that, like, we just record this, and I forget that people actually listen to it, which is mental.
Yeah, this was just all started simply. I just wanted to keep talking to my wee pal about movies, man. We joke about marketing and stuff like that, and I am so terrible with that stuff because I just want to keep talking about movies and not bother about that. But it's nice to know there is an audience, and another shout out to Ross Brackenridge, man, that cutie we worked with before.
Yep.
Big smiley guy, another positive guy. Give a shout out to Ross and his wife Jess, another beautiful pair, and he's always commenting on everything we do, and it's awkward to talk about because it's so nice that these people give the most
100%.
valuable thing in the world, which is time.
Aye. With that being said, if I say thank you to people, I need to say thank you to your wife.
I want to say thank you to your wife.
Well, your wife lets me come to your house once a week and talk about films and kick her upstairs while we're in the living room recording.
Whilst your wife literally looks after two human beings.
Aye. She looks after the kids and I come up here and talk to my pal about films. I'm like, right, you stay with these kids, I'm going to go talk about Rocky.
Whilst we both comment on it every week, how lucky we are.
Aye.
How selfish it seems and how grateful we are, man. And to my co-host, man. I'm so grateful to talk about movies with you, wee man. I love you.
I've got a suggestion. Rematch?
September.
Let's do it September. I'll see you then.
Season 2, man. See you then.
See you in the ring, punk.
Catch you.